We're fortunate today, the executive director of the Kansas Republican Party, Jim Joice, is with us. Jim is a native of Leawood and attended Kansas University. He started his career working for Congressman Kevin Yoder on his official and campaign staff, and then served with Kansas State Majority Leader Jim Denning's office. He most recently served as campaign manager for gubernatorial candidate Mark Hutton. Jim was recently appointed as the executive director of the Kansas Republican Party. Before I asked Jim to introduce our special guest today, Senator Pat Roberts, I asked him to spend a few minutes to give us some insights into his plan for the Kansas Republican Party and how the Wichita Pachyderm Club and the Kansas Republicans can be part of an exciting movement he's planning going forward. Please join me in giving Jim Joice a warm Pachyderm Club welcome.
All right, thank you for having me. I'll be real quick. I know there's much more important people we're here for. So I'll give you a little bit of a brief overview of what's going on and then what we're going to be changing at the party without just saying everything. I'm going to be laying out the details of what we're going to be doing moving forward, the nuts and bolts of it at the June 23rd State Committee meeting. So I'd encourage all of you to make sure you're there. It's also going to double as the first congressional district gubernatorial debate. So please come there June 23rd in Salina. But just so a little heads up for what the status is nationwide and what we're doing about it. So the Democrats need 24 seats to take back the House. We have 25 seats currently held by Republicans in Clinton districts, one of them being our very own Congressman Yoder. And we have 30 people retiring. So historically, in the first midterm of a president, when they're polling less than 50%, they lose 36 seats. So to think that the Democrats pick up 24 isn't too far-fetched. So we need to make sure this is a no-nonsense year, no unforced errors. We're supporting and working hard for our Republican candidates and electeds who work so hard for us in D.C. And also, just to give you a little bit of a background, 10 of those seats that the Democrats need are in California. So I don't really plan on counting on California. I imagine you don't either. So we need to make sure that if we lose a seat in Kansas, we've probably lost the House, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen. So what we're doing about it with the party, we're working together with the national level, the RNC and the NRCC, in the largest voter contact organization ever run by either party in the history. So it's really cool. We're doing a lot of hard work. We just joined a JFA with 14 other states for federal funds, so our cash flow is going to be pretty positive to be able to go in to the 2nd and 3rd district. What we've done in those districts already in coordination with some super PACs in DC is that we've already locked up $1.2 million in TV time in the 2nd district and $1.25 in the 3rd district. So the top earner in the 3rd district Democrat-wise, and this is what they've raised overall, not cash on hand, is $300,000. On the other side of state line is Holly McCaskill, which is going to be the most expensive Senate race in the country. That media market is going to be incredibly expensive. $300,000 won't even get you 3 weeks. And that's not a cash on hand number. So the Democrat that comes out of that primary, they're going to have a really tough time being able to spend with us in that district. But we certainly don't want to just rely on financial means. So we need to make sure that we're there in full force for Congressman Yoder, and you guys have a great elected here as well in Congressman Ron Estes. So we need to make sure we work just as hard for them as they do for us. And we're truly blessed for the electeds we have here. So we need to make sure we return the favor. So then just to be real brief of some things we're going to be rolling out in the party. And again, just the nuts and bolts of this plan will be shared June 23rd. And then I'll be here afterwards to share some more as well with the Pachyderm Club. But we've got much more important guests. So we're going to be rolling out a data, a digital, a comms, a political, and a finance plan on June 23rd. So please come. That's when we'll get into the nuts and bolts. We've got a lot of really cool stuff on the horizon. And we're willing to start playing our part. The party's back in business. We're going to start working really hard. And we have a lot of cool things on the horizon. So please reach out to me, over communicate. Together, it's going to be really cool what we can accomplish.